And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another movie review. This time around, we're going to be talking about the final film in the, as far as we know, in the franchise of Jurassic World Dominion. So, Jurassic World Dominion has a very huge ensemble cast. You know, you got Chris Pratt, I believe her name Bryce Dallas Howard returning to kind of conclude this, and returning from the original franchise. They were mentioned a lot during Jurassic World's series. You got Laura Elizabeth Dern coming back. Jeff Goldblum's back, but he was a little bit in some of the other films. Nigel, I believe Neil is back. You know, reprising their roles, and yeah, it's one of those films that you kind of like. It's a conclusion to the entirety of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, like a 6-film completion. It's very interesting for sure. So this film, I would say, it's interesting. It's a solid almost 2.5 hour long film. It takes place 4 years after the destruction that happened back in Jurassic World when they were trying to do the whole rescue stuff, and the whole Lockwood Estate incident. So you have, like, this film for sure is something that you would have to have seen some of the previous films to get the full kind of concept. When I went to go see this film, I went with my brother who didn't get to go see, what was the film prior to this? I'm trying to remember the name of the film. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? I think that was it. Yeah, I think Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was the second film. And he didn't see that one, so he didn't have any concept of who some of the characters were in this film. And I think that's where, I think as far as a film goes, you kind of have to know what you're getting yourself into when going into franchise films, more so like something like this, because if I had no like real like clue what the heck was happening, you'll just be following characters and seeing interesting you wouldn't even notice some of the references, and just following some characters making callbacks to some of the previous things, and it just would be quite awkward. As far as the plot goes for this film, it kind of goes to a two plot film that merged to a finale, and for the most part it works out. And you have the character of let's see, I can't remember their names actually, of who's the character that Chris Pratt was playing? Was it Owen? I think his name was. Yeah, he was playing Owen, and Bryce was playing Claire. So you had like Owen and Claire. They were back. They were trying to rescue their like adopted daughter. That, if you wouldn't have known, she was like the clone, and it was like, what? Yeah, it was very weird if you didn't know what the heck was happening. But yeah, you had that plot, and then you had another plot that had the returning crew from the original Jurassic Park films of Dr. Ellie Schulter and Dr. Ian Malcolm and Dr. Alan Grant, played by those actors. And they have their own other plot dealing with like this weird locust thing, and it all involves like a giant evil corporation. And at the end of the day, it works out. But there's like this film for sure, if you're there for some semblance of like order or anything, there's nothing there. Like, you just have to suspend your disbeliefs a lot. There's a lot of points where like, wait, why wasn't X like decapitated? or why. There's a lot of coincidence, there's a lot of things like that to kind of have the plot make sense at the end. And you know what, it works for this film. It's nothing grand. There's nothing like super spectacular. It's a Jurassic Park movie. It's a dinosaur movie. Like it has a reasonable amount of dinosaurs. It has enough like action sequences. It kept me entertained for the most part. But it wasn't as engaging, I would say. It wasn't as engaging as I thought it would be. Like I said, like if you have no real context to a lot of the writing in this film, it's like, okay, some children are stolen, worldwide a famine's about to happen, and they have to stop a new corporation. Okay, so let's see how it happens. And yeah, there's nothing more like to the film. Like, you know, you just kind of just play by numbers and get towards the end. Like, I won't deny that everyone did a reasonably good job with reprising their roles. It was like very enjoyable to kind of see some of the old cast back and kind of see some of the dynamics and see how they are, and then kind of having a little bit of a conclusion. But it wasn't as engaging or intriguing. It was just there. It's a film for sure that you kind of just have to turn off your mind and just watch it. And yeah, there's nothing really much more without spoiling the film too much, because like what I said right there, if you think that's spoiling, that's not really spoiling anything. That's kind of the general plot of the film. Like, you just kind of have to see how things turn out. And like I said, it's interesting. There's some fun stuff, but nothing too like grandiose that you're gonna like. It's not like super. You know, you're there to watch a dinosaur movie, and just sit there and enjoy it. There's nothing more. Yeah, that's kind of really it. I thought I would have more to say, but yeah, there's nothing more I can say without spoiling the film, and I'm not gonna really do a spoiler section on this film, just because it's yeah, there's nothing really super to spoil to talk about. This film's not really something I would discuss too much outside of just my review. Like, it was okay. I might mention a few things, but nothing worth recording. So yeah, I'm gonna give this film a solid 5 out of 10. It's an average movie for being the final conclusion to this franchise. I think they could have done a little bit more. And as a film itself, it wasn't really like yeah, it wasn't really that very I want to pay attention. I was like, things are happening, yes, watch screen. There wasn't really much thinking. As for me, like, in my opinion, that's kind of really like, I kind of want to be like, ooh, what's happening? Yeah, let's see what's that mean? But this one was like, okay, dinosaurs attacking people. Ooh, yes. Because it opened up really well. Like, the film opens up with, you know, dinosaurs like roaming the world and seeing how the populace are really like trying to adapt and live with them. And I would think that's how the film would like progress, but it's like it doesn't really. Yeah, there's not much more to that after that. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about it. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, leave a comment below. If you're listening to this on any other podcast network you're listening to, leave a comment on my Instagram at Tyrant Dominus. There's always a post. So yeah, thanks again for listening. Until next time, see ya.